53, 53, 53, 13.
Sticking with us 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead over North Carolina FC, the Reese Williams goal. And the Northern Guard and everybody here at Keyworth Stadium electrified early on as Detroit City FC gets the lead. Restart coming up for North Carolina FC. My name is Neil Rule, efforting to get John Krieger to join us here. Just a couple of seconds. So the restart. The North Carolina FC ball chipped in the box. Nate Steinwasser will make the grab. Steinwasser in the yellow kit. Yellow goalie kit here today. Again, apologize for the technical difficulties. Happy to have you guys with us. And Reese Williams, the target one more time. Bolt of lightning from Reese to get this match started. Another huge crowd on hand here at Keyworth. Throw-in coming up for North Carolina FC. Ball thrown in by Nelson Blanco. Mike O'Brien will send it back. Player down for North Carolina FC. And we will get the whistle and the stoppage. Another throw-in coming up for Reese Williams. Bryant to toss it in. Elvis Amo, the target. Amo goes down. Official says play on. That ball played out right in front of the North Carolina FC bench. Now a little bit of extracurriculars.
This game already has a physical part to it, Neil. We've seen it in the first 10 minutes, but a great start for Detroit City FC. Had some joy in the midfield and on both wings. It led to their opening goal. City with a very good shape and up to the task physically against the North Carolina FC team that really wants to come out and be aggressive.
So the restart by Lamar Batista. Played at college soccer at University of California, Santa Barbara. Played on loan with Phoenix, 24 matches last year. San Antonio FC. This is a North Carolina FC side, a lot of veteran presence. They have made their way back from USL League One back into USL Championship. And John, this North Carolina FC roster filled with names that you know if you're a USL fan, the Paco Craig, the Ja'Cory Hayes. They've got some familiar faces.
Not the least of which Rodrigo da Costa, who maybe I think saw, 5 times last year, or at least it felt like that, who is a creator who will be called upon to drive a lot of things for NCFC. But they really have taken on the image of their manager, John Bradford. They're a workmanlike team. They like to grind things out. They've gotten results against some of the better teams in USL Championship Eastern Conference. It's a solid club.
Big-time results early on for them. Lejo unable to keep control. Devin Amu-Mensah will swing it back. Brett Levi's up that left side. And John, a lot of the Detroit City FC victories, as a matter of fact, all 3 of them have followed a very familiar pattern. Detroit City FC has seen a lot of success in the attack, especially on the left side. Levi's has been one of the guys in the mix alongside Maxi Rodriguez.
And Late Job as well, just an outstanding combination down that left side. The 4-2-3-1 that Danny DiCio is running in his first 3 matches here with DCFC has really paid dividends. They're a very fit team. They seem to have an extra gear for late in matches. It's allowed them to get a couple of late winners, and that's very important. And frankly, if you're tuning into Detroit City FC for the first time here on CBS Detroit, you're looking at one of the hottest teams in the USL Championship right now. Small sample size, 2 or 3 matches, but you can't argue with the start.
No doubt about that. Sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference table, tied with Lou City, who will be in action at 4 o'clock. Beautiful ball sent up Elvis Amo into the corner. His cross will be played out. Reese Williams once again making a run. He has been active.
On that opening goal, and our viewers saw it on the replay, just absolutely turned the body and shrugged the defender off him like it was a bad coat. And moved in, got the fortunate deflection that led to the opening goal, but he created the chance, and that's all you can ask for. And you take a look, Neil, at Max.
Elvis Amo again. Able to swing it back. Devin Amu-Mensah will play it back to Steinwasser. Just underway, 17th minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you at Keyworth Stadium. Long ball up ahead. Reese Williams. Will he get there first? He will not. Carrera, the keeper, played that one out.
I think we're going to see a lot of Reese today, Neil, because it is very quickly evident that he's half a yard faster than the defenders that's tasked to mark him. And if you commit more to try to stop Reese, it opens things up further in the middle to the reigning USL Championship Player of the Week, Maxi Rodriguez.
Throwing in the corner, trying to step through, was James Murphy. He's taken down, and Detroit City FC will have a dangerous opportunity, looking to tack on to their 1-0 lead. Ali Coote, who has been tremendous 3 matches into his Detroit City FC tenure, standing over with Brett Levi.
A couple options at the back post here.
Waiting the all clear. Levi sends it in, ball's cut out. Amo with a strike. Unable to do what he wanted to with it.
The set play was good in terms of setup. The delivery was in between, I think, where City needed to be.
5 minutes of the broadcast presented by the University of Michigan offering a flexible world-class education. Find the right program at umflint.edu. North Carolina FC have settled things down after Detroit City FC took the early lead. Michael Bryant tracks back. And throw will go to North Carolina. Nelson Blanco sends it in. City wanted a handball. They got the call. So LaRouge will try the left side. Momento, quick touch. Lejo. And an absolute banger against Loudoun United in the first home match of the season for Detroit City. Here's Maxi Rodriguez with space. Bryant makes a run up the right side. Recovery by Ja'Cory Hayes, and now it comes through. Bryant. Reese Williams, can he get on the end? Yes. And did he win a corner? I believe that he did.
You know, that play right there shows you how much Maxi Rodriguez is important to this club. He had a run through midfield. His pass was not what it needed to be. Instead of giving up on the play and staying in midfield, he followed his shot and created the pressure that led to the turnover that led to the corner. If you're going to make a mistake with a light touch, make up for it, and he did.
Corner opportunity for City. We get ready to cross into the 22nd minute. More extracurriculars. Michael Bryant's in the middle of it for City.
Our referee has stepped into calm tension.
Here we go. Corner played short. A whistle and a foul called right away. Will go against Detroit City. Antonio Carrera will restart. Carrera on loan from FC Dallas, the MLS. 35 matches started for North Texas the last 2 seasons. 6'4". 20 years old. Herrera drives it down the pitch. Flicked ahead.
It's a great press by Joe.
Ali Coote will gather it. Coote from Bedford, England. In the Irish Premier Division since 2020. A big-time goal last week. And there's a turnover by Detroit City. Ball feathered in. Martin sends it over. Luis Perez inside the 18, cut out by City. And that foul will go against North Carolina FC. Lamar Batista, the guilty party. But, John, the first real test for City, they passed.
Absolutely. And the reason they passed, Neil, frankly, is, yes, they made the turnover, and North Carolina has a chance. What they didn't do was overreact and overcommit that would further allow runners to have space closer to goal. They kept their shape, they reacted, they cut off passing lanes.
This First 5 minutes of broadcast presented by DTE Energy. DTE recommends installing carbon monoxide detectors in your home and business today. Oh, very physical play. This could be a booking. City players taking exception. Rafa Menzigen. Mensa is the player that's down. May have possibly taken contact to the head. Rafa Menzigen will pick up the yellow card. This match has been chippy so far.
It has been chippy, very physical, really working class. And a deserved yellow card for Menzigen. They have had a City player get a booking on the back end. We'll wait for confirmation.
Mensa up to his feet. So I believe it's just Rafa Menzigen in the books. Rafa Menzigen played 6 matches for Detroit City FC back in 2018. Played 31 matches with 13 goals for North Carolina FC last season. Has a goal this year as well. But he will have to watch himself the rest of the way.
And really, I think the booking was a good first decision by the referee because, as we said, this is getting very chippy. Sometimes you got to bring out that card early to try to calm things down a little bit and not let the game run away from you. We might see one on the other side here. Yep.
You can scan the QR code on your screen right now to easily sync Detroit City FC's 2024 schedule to your calendar to ensure you don't miss a moment of the action.
We got a booking for City there, left the leg in. There was a tack open, a channel open down the wing that North Carolina could have taken. Tackle comes in, and we'll each side with a booking now on 26 minutes. Joe picks it up.
This portion of the broadcast presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are proud to be the premier sponsor of Detroit City FC.
Nice high line from City right now. Trying to compact the field, really trying to box North Carolina in. The midfield, a good job of pressing, controlling the tempo, and that's a great ball through. Needed a runner from Maxey. He was caught a little flat-footed.
Bryant in some space. Reese Williams, the goal scorer, will track back. Carroll chips it ahead, looking for Bryant. A throw coming up for City. Really seeing Detroit City FC right now sensing an opportunity to put North Carolina FC in a world of hurt, to get down by 2, a half hour into a match on the road. City still with their foot on the pedal, and that ball will go back to North Carolina FC.
Take a look at how far forward the center backs are for Detroit City. Normally, you'll see, even with a press, that the center backs will have their foot on the halfway line. City creeping further in than that.
This week's youth team of the match is Detroit City FC Downriver 2013 Girls Rouge, coached by Mike Hatfield. The team took first place in Division I during the WSSL Fall 2023 season. They competed in the Spirit of Saginaw Invitational Tournament, an annual event hosted by our friends at Detroit City FC North, and took home first place. Congrats to the squad.
Neil, the movement off the ball has been so good for Detroit City in the first 30 minutes of this match. Equally as important as the man who's marking the North Carolina player with the ball is the second player that will come in and try to dispossess. And there's an awful lot of outstanding positioning off the ball in City's midfield right now that really isn't letting North Carolina set up anything.
Michael Bryant to toss it in. Bryant had a couple goals last year for Detroit City. Rafa Mintz again on that right side. Playing with the yellow. Paco Craig in the middle. Paco Craig, the veteran, 5 all USL teams over 8 seasons. The throw coming up for Detroit City FC. Sitting at the top of the Eastern Conference table with Lou City. Don't forget, they will take on Indy 11 coming up at 4 o'clock on CBS.
How about that for USL Championship doubleheader here on CBS Detroit for the local viewers in the Detroit area? Start out with a hometown club and then a historic broadcast, including at halftime the premiere of the USL Championship's new CBS theme music.
I'm a big theme music guy, no doubt.
I have a playlist.
Anderson crossed that in, and that ball banged over top of the crossbar. Dangerous opportunity for North Carolina FC. And Rodrigo da Costa just missed.
Good long throw and great creation to get past the defender, and that's a great cutback. And da Costa got into too much space. Just couldn't put the ball in frame.
Replay is brought to you by Fago, proud to be the official pop of DCFC. Memento with it. Blanco taken down. Paco Craig in the middle. Blanco the touch. Perez swings it back in. Some space to work in. And getting just enough of it was James Murphy. And John, this has probably been the best 5 minutes of play for North Carolina FC in this match so far.
They started to find a little bit of the holes in the Detroit City FC defense and are finally using the pace that we know that they have. That's good pressure there, just to try to make the Steinwasser make a mistake. Anderson had that great cutback to the customer.
Bryant does well to maintain that possession. Murphy pings it back over to Carroll. Throw coming up for City. And John Bradford, the head coach for North Carolina FC, a little bit of in-match adjustment. He's turned up the heat just in terms of a higher line, more man pressure.
And a more direct challenge of the ball. North Carolina sat back in the first 10, 12 minutes. Messi had a lot of space on the ball. They've taken away that space. They're getting right up in the grill now and trying to make it a physical battle from the time City takes possession. Plays down.
Gives me the chance to tell you eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball, free to play. Download it right now. Mumensa will get it back. Ball driven ahead, looking for Reese Williams. Can he get on the end of it? Can't quite keep it from crossing the goal line.
Gets a little bit forward. That sometimes happens here. And Reese again. And had he been able to get on that ball, he was going to be able to create. He's had a great match up the right side today.
Mumensa tracks back to ping that one over the line, but Mr. Krieger, about 35 minutes into this match, your thoughts so far?
Well, if I'm giving out report cards for the first half hour, Detroit City have an A-. The only time they were really tested was the cutback by Anderson to Da Costa. Otherwise, they've controlled midfield. They've been able to really press things. A solid first 30 minutes. North Carolina, better in the last 5. Need to see more of it.
A little bit of a dangerous build up there. Luis Perez gives it a lash, sends it out of play. Luis Perez played 30 matches, scored 7 goals for North Carolina FC last season, back in USL Championship. They, of course, got the star in USL League One last season.
You know, there's really no substitute for that, Neil. You know, you take a look at the path of Detroit City FC. They know what it's like to put a star on the crest. And
Menzigen sends that one wide of Steinwasher.
Nothing there. Menzigen takes it, turns it around.
Replay brought to you by Fagel, the official pop of Detroit City FC. Menzigen turned that into a dangerous chance.
Another nice challenge by North Carolina. As you talked about, Neil, North Carolina much more aggressive in the last 8-9 minutes. City need to respond to that. They're going to need to be even more precise moving without the ball. You're going to have open passing lanes. You're not going to have time on the ball. Those kind of tactical changes come right about that 30-minute mark. Coaches see what they're looking at.
Replay brought to you by Fago as we get a look at the contact. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Strategic Staffing Solutions, people-powered, customer-centered, community champions. Alex Anderson down on the pitch right now. And the match-winning goal against Hartford. North Carolina FC coming off that 2-1 win over Hartford.
And frankly, Neil, I think they're right about where they'd like to be in the early going here. They're in the Eastern Conference playoff places. They've gotten some pretty good results against some of the league's best, and they're going to put those in the bank. Certainly not like the 9-point start from Detroit City, but first team coming up from USL League One, adjusting back to the level in this division of the game. Very solid start.
Alex Anderson's been a guy that's been kind of the foundation of what North Carolina FC has been doing. 57 matches played with 24 goals into this season. Plays for the St. Vincent Grenadine national team as well. Played for them in the 2022 World Cup qualifiers. Here's John Bradford in his 3rd season. The head coach, was the assistant coach for a long time, North Carolina FC.
And in addition to Anderson's goal, by the way, Neil, he's got 7 shots. He's someone who knows how to create the space and find a shot, but then could also create chances.
Stephen Carroll pings one down the pitch into space. And just a little heavy on the initial touch by Ali Koop. Koop puts his thumbs up in the air, says that's a beautiful ball.
And it was a beautiful
ball.
It was an absolutely beautiful ball. If he's able to take that higher on the chest and keep it near his foot, it might be 2-0.
Bryant sends it up to Amo. Blanco comes back to take it away. Colin Martin makes his way through. Martin sends it out into space right side. Ball is crossed and headed wide by Olex Anderson. North Carolina FC has been dangerous the last 10 minutes.
And they set up a system, Neil. If you take a look at all of the chances they've had, they have come from taking, or all but one with an ending chance. They all come from starting the ball in the middle of the park, feed it out wide, send 2 runners toward the net. And that's exactly what you had there. They're sitting in the middle of the park, you send it out wide, you have space to cross, you didn't get the ball closed down on the wing, and all of a sudden good service the other way, and Anderson couldn't put it on frame.
Amo couldn't quite feather it through. Bryant tracking back, and Bryant called for the foul against Luis Perez. Perez, a nice start to the season, has a goal and an assist. North Carolina FC side that's gotten a result against Charleston, gotten a result against Tampa Bay.
Beat a Hartford team that's trying to make a go of things.
Perez will stand over it. Perez drives it. Steinwasser has a beat on it. Steinwasser taken down, attempting to make the catch.
Good on the referee for immediately calling the foul because he did get cleared out.
Steinwasser still down. Take another look on the Fago replay.
Well, we finally found out what it takes to make Nate Steinwasser not catch a ball like that in the air. Have the rest of your body take it out from under you.
Michael Craig called for that foul.
And Stephen Carroll asking why perhaps it was not more than a foul.
Good crowd on hand as always here at Keyworth on this Saturday afternoon. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. Apologize for the audio difficulties. Nate Steinwasser back up to his feet, gets a nice hand from the Detroit City FC faithful. This portion of the broadcast brought to you by Ally, proud to be the official bank of Detroit City FC. Learn more at ally.com. Ally Bank, member FDIC. Ball once again will go against North Carolina FC. Corey Hayes hit with that quick restart by Murphy. Mumensa. John, North Carolina FC has done a very good job of negating City over the course of the last 15 minutes, turning them backwards, like we're seeing right now.
And that's okay. The one thing City's doing well is keeping possession here as we close the half. But I think the turning City backwards started when North Carolina's defenders started taking an extra step toward the ball and how they were playing it. Not allowing space, getting up, taking more of the chance of getting beaten in the close challenge.
Nelson Blanco 1v2. Great job done by Reese Williams. Amo, quick touch. Rodriguez making a run here on the right side. Here comes City. Ali Coot left side. Coot into the 18. Coot, the shot redirected, and Reese Williams couldn't quite get there in time. If he did, it was 2-0 City.
Great run by Reese Williams. Coot as well, just creating a great chance. Let's take a look at this. Coot gets the ball out wide. And this is what we talk about with the closest challenge, the chance to get beat. And there it was. Turned it back inside, beats his defender, puts it across, and the deflection takes it toward Reese Williams, and he was about a half a step behind him.
So here's a big spot in this match, a corner opportunity in the dying moments of the first half. James Murphy will line things up. Here we go. Ball sent in. Levi gives it a go, and Carrera makes the grab.
It's been interesting to see how City have set up on corners in this first half. They'll set a primary scrum of players up, but there's always that back player who's going to clean up the trash, and Levi is there to be there and take a little bit of a rest. And City keeping the pressure on, great close to the half, and not allow North Carolina to get out of their own end.
It'll be 6 minutes of stoppage time, brought to you by Brew Detroit, the official craft beer of Detroit City FC. Settle in, everybody. Long run of stoppage time.
Well, and I think you're going to see more of that this year. Remember, during the season last year, IFAB, the governing body of rules in world football, really wanted to put a point of emphasis on something that's gone back to the World Cup in Qatar, of trying to play the full 90 and not allow the time wasted. You're going to see more stoppage time at the end of each half, injuries calculated more. And that's going to pay dividends for a team like City that's very fed. And so far in the season, has closed very well.
Steinwasser with it. Bryant couldn't control it. Luis Perez. Batista will track back. Finds Carrera. Keeper. Paco Craig through the middle. About 2 minutes in to 6 minutes of stoppage time. Acosta came back to get it.
And that's where you want Acosta getting the ball. You're fine with him taking it on halfway.
Blanco making a run up the left side, but Steinwasser will come off the line to get it. Nate Steinwasser tied for second USL Championship in clean sheets last year, tied for fourth in saves. And that ball sent up ahead to Amo, but just a little too much on it. Carrera able to clear it out.
That's a feathery touch through to Amo. And a really nice job by the Carolina keeper to come out.
He was all in.
But you have to be at that point. If he sits back, Amo's going to score. You got to come out and have a go, and Correa did a nice job to play it.
Momensa sends it skyward. The flag is up. Amo had his hands up. Batista. Reese Williams able to gather it. Trying to find Amo, and that foul will be called against Joe.
we're going to have some talking to, I think, here.
Lejo.
Who's already on a yellow, by the way. So dissent is not the way you want your day to finish.
Stephen Carroll, unable to get on the end of it, but Momenta has his back. Lejo hit with the yellow card back in the 26th minute. Mintz again on a yellow for North Carolina FC. Lamar Batista will throw it in. About a minute and a half of stoppage time left. These are the moments that can swing matches. Throw in, headed down. Da Costa comes through with it. Da Costa goes down looking for the call. Amo will clear it out.
To his credit, though, when he didn't get the call, he was still trying to play the ball from his backside. He didn't give up on it.
Throw in again, makes its way through. That whistle will go against North Carolina FC. I believe that's James Murphy that's down.
Note there, Neil. That's the second time we've seen Nate Steinwasser try and come and get a ball and miss. Now, the first time he got taken out, it was a foul. The second time that he got in the trim, I'm not used to seeing Nate Steinwasser go into those challenges and not come out with the ball. Testament to how well North Carolina is handling his presence. He was one of the best keepers in USL Championship.
Amo tried to find Maxi Rodriguez up ahead. Dying seconds of the first half, and there is the halftime whistle. Detroit City FC gets the early goal from Reese Williams, and then they make it hold up. City will go to the break with the 1-0 lead. That man, Danny Dicchio, has to like his share in the game right now. That brings us to halftime, and halftime presented by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer.
We head back to our osteopathic physical therapy team that uses comprehensive exams and the most effective evidence-based treatment techniques to treat not just the source of pain, but the cause of pain.
It's about getting back to the patient, getting them back on track. It's patient-centric care. Me personally, I've been a fan for the last several years, and I played soccer my entire life, so it's so exciting to have it in our own backyard and be able to contribute to the success of the program.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $319 a month. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing in all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
Let's do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Oh, nice play. All right, go. There we go.
So cute.
At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work. Oh. Joe gets that. Solid 1-0. He is electric.
Pressure applied by DCFC. In tight spaces, Reese Williams got a foot on it. Here's the service, goes across, header. What a save! Oh my goodness. Steinwasser.
That's going to do it. Another comeback win for Detroit City after trailing by 1 at halftime. 2-1, and they move to 3-0 on the season. Joe gets that. Solid 1-0. He is electric.
Two most important days in your life are the day you are born and the day you find out why.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I don't care. I paint the town red.
If you can survive this, it's going to make the whole story that much better.
The bright horses are broken free from the fields.
Hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe grinding every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Stares down, shakes. Malloy! Oh, what a debut goal! Charleston rolling it home. Serrano! Serrano scores! There's the dagger! Louisville all 3 points!
At DMC's Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan, we help you get back in the water, in the paint, on your bike, or just on your feet. Our team of therapists brings skill, experience, and advanced technology to your personal recovery plan. for any challenge, great or small, at over 20 locations. Ask your doctor for a prescription. You'll get right in, and we'll get right to work. Healthcare is better together at DMC's Rehabilitation Institute of Michigan.
Here at Keyworth Stadium, brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead over North Carolina FC. Neil Rule, John Krieger, back with you as the halftime festivities roll on at Keyworth. And let's get you caught up with the USL Championship news and notes. A lot of Detroit City FC representation this week.
Well, first up, you've got a Player of the Month nominee in Maxi Rodriguez, and we've talked about him all match. He deserves it, but he's also the reigning USL Championship Player of the Week with the assist and the game-winning goal against Indy 11. But more than that, the way he has started this season, being asked to do a little more, a really solid start for Maxi and a really solid start for City.
Of course, Detroit City FC jumping into the U.S. Open Cup as well, coming up against the Michigan Stars as we check out the schedule here for USL Championship. And certainly, John, all eyes on the USL Championship on that Lou City Indy 11 matchup, national TV on CBS coming up at 4 o'clock, but also a final earlier this week on yesterday, Phoenix Rising FC Tulsa locking up at 3, and then, of course, the rest of the schedule coming up.
And take a look at that Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay match, at the nighttime match on Golazo. It's going to be a fun one to watch.
No doubt about that. Halftime here at Keyworth. 1-0, Detroit City FC with the lead. We'll be back. Get you ready for the second half of action. This is halftime presented by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here.
Do it.
Come on, Dad, get me.
Nice play. All right, go.
There you go.
So cute. At Ally, we're helping millions save more for the things that matter most to them. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
Get back to work.
There's a beer in the D for me and you. From Royal Oak to Jefferson Avenue, grab a friend and a jersey too, and chant like you give a damn. Drink some Stroh's, all right. It's gonna be a party in Detroit. No one's sleeping tonight. Now we're talking Detroit, and Stroh's is spoken here.
We head back to our osteopathic physical therapy team that uses comprehensive exams and the most effective evidence-based treatment techniques to treat not just the source of pain, but the cause of pain.
It's about getting back to the patient, getting them back on track. It's patient-centric care. Me personally, I've been a fan for the last several years, and I played soccer my entire life, so it's so exciting to have it in our own backyard and be able to contribute to the success of the program.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $319 a month. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing in all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
Detroit City FC is presented by Ally. Ally, proud to be the official bank of Detroit City FC. Ally Bank, member FDIC. Fago, proud to be the official pop of DCFC. Brew Detroit, the official craft beer of Detroit City FC. And Fort Pontchartrain, proud to be the official hotel partner of DCFC. Halftime here at Keyworth, brought to you by Stroh's, because Stroh's is spoken here. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first 45 minutes of play. And Detroit City FC, John, got it going early. Reese Williams brought the party to everyone.
And Reese Williams just shrugs aside his defender, cuts it in, gets the deflection, and opens the scoring. But really, that was the move, just shrugging aside any type of a challenge to get in and take the shot. Really typical of his first half, and it gave City a very deserved 1-0 lead.
Detroit City FC would keep the pressure up till about the 25-ish minute mark of the first half. That was where North Carolina FC began to shape into the match.
And Anderson with a great cutback here. Da Costa left alone. You cannot give him that much space. He just can't get the boot behind it to put it on frame. And then in the 36th minute, more from North Carolina. And Mensing and stepping in on the cutout there and from range tries to put it on frame. And their two best chances go wide and over the goal, or perhaps it might be a little different. And in the 44th minute, City gets back on the front foot, really closed the half well. Cutting into the box to cut across, and Reese Williams, that man who had a great first half on the right side, was about 2 steps away from putting it into an open net and giving City a 2-0 lead. On balance, though, City will take the lead by 1 after 45 minutes.
Absolutely. It's got some Detroit Netflix representation here in the house. Tim Robinson from I Think You Should Leave here in the house. Good to see him out here as well. Got the can of Stroh's over there as well, because Stroh's has spoken here.
Listen, my father watching at home would approve. I guarantee you he's got a can of Stroh's in the Krieger household.
So we are just about ready to rock for the second half. Detroit City FC will get things rolling. No substitutions that I have been made aware of. That guy, Nate Steinwasser, 45 minutes away from a clean sheet. If Detroit City FC can make that one goal stand up. So we await the referee whistle. The second half is underway. Neil Rule, John Krieger from historic Keyworth Stadium. Detroit City FC, North Carolina FC, USL Championship soccer action. Corey Hayes able to keep the possession through 3 defenders, and Hayes goes down. Gets the foul call. Luis Perez will get things restarted. Levi's taking some real estate liberty right now.
And he's been directed to release that liberty.
Perez will tee it up. Ball pinged to the 18. Reese Williams comes out with it. Body's going everywhere, and North Carolina FC will get the throw. Alex Anderson tried to make the turn, nearly got a corner. Boy, Stephen Carroll, how good was that? Stop the pass and keep it in.
Great body position from Carroll, just cut off the opportunities. That's a lot different. A throw in, a lot different. Corner here in the early part of the second half. But that's typical of Stephen Carroll. We've seen it for his entire time in the Detroit City shirt.
This throw will go directly into the 18. Reese Williams again heads it away. And that shot will be launched over the wall and out of Keyworth Stadium. Justin Malou giving one to go. That ball taken away. Da Costa, beautiful build-up. Able to recover, and Steinwasser will get the redirection. This portion of the match brought to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Detroit City FC seats.
It was beautiful build-up, Neil, but it was an even better defensive play by Amo Mensah to step in there, be strong at the last minute, disrupt things, neutralize the threat. Haven't said his name a whole lot today, but a quality defensive effort there by Teddy.
That's been Amo Mensah's time with Detroit City FC in a nutshell. You don't say his name a ton? No. The play gets made and you keep it pushing. That's pretty much been it.
That's another nice play by Amo Mensah. Oh, all right, outside the box there. Correct decision if you're going to call a foul. The contact did start outside the box. Player ended up inside the box.
Replay brought to you by Fago, the official pop of Detroit City FC. Luis Perez will line things up. This is a dangerous spot. Perez could give one a go on frame if he so chooses.
Take a look at Paco Craig here. He's moved away from the ball and into the front of that pack. He's a target.
Luis Perez runs it up, curls it towards the back post, and it's headed over top.
He wanted Craig, he put too much on it. And by the time it got to the North Carolina player that could get ahead on it, it was never going on frame. Fizzing ball, Craig there, he can't elevate because of some good defensive marking. And then on the back side of things, just too far outside to get it on frame.
We'll tell you this, John, this is a very good start to the second half for North Carolina FC. Inchikori Hayes is down. The athletic trainer for North Carolina FC will come out. But backing up to that point, John, very good start to the second half here, the first 5 minutes of action for North Carolina FC. They have stabilized everything. They have taken control, and they are asking the questions.
Absolutely. Our good pressure, created possession. They've used both the wings and the middle of the park to move forward. Much better from an aggressive standpoint. And when we talked with John Bradford, in advance of this match, he said that if we were up here talking and North Carolina was having a good match, what we would be saying is that North Carolina was aggressive defensively and aggressive offensively. He did not want to see any passivity from his team. In the opening 15 minutes, in fact, the opening 30 minutes, there was a little bit of passivity from North Carolina FC.
Our friends at Garrett J. Berber Company have made a generous donation to the Detroit City FC Youth Program and are matching all donations up to $50,000. Scan the QR code on the screen right now and support youth soccer in the city of Detroit. Bust that phone out. As we said, support youth soccer in the city of Detroit. We're into the 52nd minute. City still looking for their first stable possession of the second half. Levi's taken out after the pass. Alex Anderson trying to help Levi to his feet.
City needs to use this free kick now out of their own defensive third. Try to set up some position, try to take some steam out of North Carolina here. Control things. Get back to what you were doing in the opening half hour. Asking questions, probing, looking for space. Gone off that here in the last 15 minutes of game action.
Steinwasher. And his kick touched away. Stephen Carroll swings it on a rope over to Levi's. Maxi Rodriguez faces a couple defenders.
And again here, North Carolina doing a very good job in that midfield of forcing City back. If you talked about it in the first half, it's continued. They haven't really been able to have the joy on the wings or through the middle that they had in the first part of this match.
Steinwasher will roll it out. Reese Williams. And there's a giveaway by City. Ball sent out into space, and then again. Can he run it down? No.
Bit of a dummy there. Mensingen was the runner on the wing, and his teammate saw him and let the ball run through, but a nice job by City's defense to not allow Mensingen to get on the other end of that one.
Lejeune goes to Amo. Amo.
Just was higher, and he's in trouble. There was no contact there. He just put a foot down, planted, and went right down.
Amo is down. And the Detroit City FC athletic training staff out quickly. Yazzie Matthews will get loose. Amo down with his teammates around him. As you said, partner, there was no contact or anything like that.
He went to cut inside, planted, and back up Davis.
Danny Dicchio looking on. His first season, head coach for Detroit City FC, was an assistant for Toronto FC and the Sacramento Republic as well. As a player during his playing days, 75 matches played, scored 20 goals for Queens Park Rangers. Played in Serie A as well.
You know what I like about the hiring of Danny Dicchio? If you take a look at the English clubs he's been a part of, QPR, Millwall, West Brom, Sunderland, he understands what it is to have very passionate supporter base, like the passionate supporter base here in Detroit. He understands that results will be paramount. He also understands that these are clubs. Detroit City FC is a club where the fans will consider ownership stewards of the club. And he'll know how to manage in an environment like that. And by the way, he comes from a Sacramento club that has a heck of a lot of success in this division as well.
Yazzie Matthews will come into the match. He gets loose and gets brought up to speed. Danny Dicchio having some words with him. Perhaps my favorite Danny Dicchio playing stat. Played for Toronto FC in MLS. Scored the first goal in club history. Later in that same match, got the first red card in club history. That's a great stat.
When he retired from Toronto, though, if you go up there and you ask Toronto FC fans, not a one of them is going to have a bad word to say about the way he played in MLS. A faithful servant to that club, understood what it was like to play for them. So let's take a look here at what this is going to mean tactically for Detroit City FC, Neil, because one of the things about Elvis Amo is he is a player up front that will force defenses, force backlines to respect him whether he touches the ball or not. And Yazzie is a little more of a finesse player. And you're hoping right now injury is not as serious as it looks down there on the pitch.
The substitution brought to you by CVY. CVY, wear it, feel it, play it, luxury performance wear. So Yazzie Matthews comes on. Amo comes out. Carrera will restart the play.
One thing Yazzie will do is be an annoyance. He loves to get in there and run and make people make mistakes.
Sent through the middle, out into space, left side. Blanco's cross on momentum, plays it away with a corner upcoming. This portion of the match brought to you by Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select Sports products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Tell you what, Neil, if this match were a boxing match, he just took one on the chin, and North Carolina knows it. They are, if you look at them on the pitch right now, they are up and ready to go.
Corner, swung in, headed across, and over top of the bar. Steinwasser was on it, and actually Nate Steinwasser's the one that turned it away.
Got a fingertip touch. Great jump, had to be perfect, or there was no way he was going to get to it. It's a well-delivered ball. Steinwasser just tips it over the bar.
So we'll swing it around to the corner from the other side. Corner sent in. Lejeune won that battle. Mar Batista over. He will throw it in, and there are bodies down. That's Stephen Carroll that's down. I believe it is.
I think he took a shot to the face.
And Maureen Villa will come out again. She has been active the last couple of minutes of this match.
You know, when you have head and face contact like that, when I'm looking at severity, I'm always looking at the bottom half of the body, and the movement of the legs tells me that is not comfortable right now.
Stephen Carroll, certainly that's somebody that is used to not being comfortable. That man answers the bell every single week since he stepped foot into this Detroit City FC organization.
And has played through a lot of knocks. Don't look at a manager and say, put me on the timesheet.
And City players right now calling for a sub. And actually, we'll check that. That is Reese Williams, I believe, that is down, because there is Stephen Carroll in the shot. So that is Reese Williams,
Good pickup, partner.
the goal scorer here this afternoon. Danny Dicchio's hand is forced again for substitution. Looks like Ben Morris will be coming on for the injured Reese Williams. So John, Danny Dicchio right now ripping through some substitutions that he didn't want to make at this portion of the match.
And I'll tell you what, if we're talking about a player that I would have not wanted to come off today, I think Reese Williams might be number one. With the way that he's had a match down the wing, and been good both in defense and attack. Well, Danny Dicchio, you started 9 points from 3 matches. Let's see how you handled it.
Reese Williams still down in the meantime. It's Ben Morris gets some last-minute instruction, and the medical team right now will actually bring a stretcher out here on the pitch.
And Neil, I think you and I have been doing this for a number of years. I don't know that I've ever seen a player stretchered off the Keyworth pitch before.
This is a first. The crowd dead silent here at Keyworth Stadium.
Another thing I don't think I've ever heard.
And Colin Martin will actually assist the medical team here at Keyworth. So Ben Morris ready to come in, and Reese Williams, the subject of all the thoughts right now.
What a 5 minutes for Detroit City. Lose Amo at one end, and you come down and lose Reese Williams in this way on the other. We certainly hope he's all right.
Always amazes me too, John. You look at Colin Martin there for North Carolina FC, who ran down to help the medical team expedite their efforts to get to Reese Williams. These guys are going at it. This match has been chippy. There's a lot on the line for both sides. Always amazes me, though, the way that they're mentally able to flip that switch and, you know, the human side of the competition.
Well, that's one of the good things about sports. And by the way, that's across. You have to look at, you know, I think back to Mark Hamlin and certainly not as severe, but in that moment, there were no teams. There was only helping, you know, and you see that with a lot of injuries. Guys went down and early each other. It's a reminder that sports is sports and humanity is humanity, and there are some points when match doesn't matter.
And right now, this is one of those moments. Reese Williams up on the stretcher, gets a hand here. Right around 6,000 fans, Detroit City FC, and Ben Morris will come into the match. Substitution brought to you by CVY. CVY, wear it, feel it, play it. Luxury performance wear. Crowd chants Reese Williams' name. Now Nate Steinwasser will put it in play, but the match rolls on, John. Here we go.
The biggest thing here, Neil, is you've had all of the energy sucked out of this match. So we're starting at 0 for both these teams again. Yes, Detroit City has a 1-0 lead, but in terms of energy, it's all about who's going to restart quickest and get back to that sport side from the humanity side.
This portion of the match brought to you by Alto Equipment, Volvo Construction and Alto Equipment Company, where uptime matters.
Interesting tactical shift here, Neil. If you take a look at it, Naki Rodriguez now a de facto leader of the line.
Murphy will get a booking. And that snaps the Detroit City FC crowd back into the match. They're not happy with that call.
They move back to the sports side as well.
Take a look at the Fago replay, the official pomp of Detroit City FC.
And I have 2 players on a booking for Detroit City, Murphy and Joe, with half an hour to go, but it's going to be much more than a half hour. I would not be surprised to see us have 10 or 11 minutes of stoppage time,
if not more.
And so the 66 minutes on the clock and on your screens is not correct in terms of how long we'll be playing.
There's another dangerous setup for North Carolina FC, and John, I've said that a lot over the course of the second half. You don't want to dance with the devil this many times if you're DCFC.
North Carolina hasn't gotten any of these chances on the frame. They've been wide, and Steinwasser tipped one over. I think would have driven off the post. You can't keep expecting that to happen.
Perez runs into it, chips it into the 18. Yazzie Matthews does the job.
Good job by Yazzie to elevate.
And then Bryant pushed down from behind.
Good job by Bryant to draw the foul there, relieve the pressure.
And the crowd really getting back into it now here at Keyworth. Boy, look at this pressure from North Carolina FC. And it nearly played itself out. Steinwasser pings it up ahead, but it's sent right back towards the 18. Lejeune, some contact. And that ball will go to Detroit City FC.
I think that's a good job by the officials. Might have been a bit easy.
Jabori.
I got to ask the officials a question, but I don't know that merited the answer he was looking for.
Jabori Hayes frustrated. Ryan heads it up. Morris. Coop taken down. Coop is down, banged up. That was a bit of a dangerous takedown.
He got the leg swept out from under him, and I think landed on the leg or on the head. He was touching the shin.
Well, John, I'll tell you this. We talked about the moment of humanity. Reese Williams went down.
That's over.
That's over now, officially.
He got his shin clipped. North Carolina is playing the man for this moment. But also, they're very aggressive because City had to make two rather massive personnel shifts with the loss of both Amo and Reese Williams. So you want to be up and aggressive because you still have a team C that is figuring out its new shape and its new roles with those substitutions that were not designed but enforced.
Now Memento will clear that ball out of harm's way.
He has been City's player of the match in the second half. 3 or 4 defensive, absolutely outstanding clearances or breakups that has kept North Carolina at bay.
Malou will throw that one in. Paco Craig. Crowd right now trying to push some life into Detroit City FC. Seen a couple players go down due to injury. And this portion of the match brought to you by Salim Dental, the official dentist of Detroit City Football Club. Yazid Matthews, can he get on the end of it? Ali Coop making a run. Yazid Matthews. Morris in the frame as well. And that ball cleared away. A throw coming for Detroit City.
Best run of the second half for Detroit City. Good ball for Yazid. He's got the base to get on the end of that one. Good close by North Carolina to not allow Yazid to turn inside, but still City finally with the opportunity really to make something happen in the attacking third. And that's going to be a corner.
DCFC will get a corner opportunity, their first one of the second half.
What a swing it would be after all the pressure North Carolina had going back to about 38 minutes. To get one on this set piece and have a 2-goal lead.
Would be huge, no doubt about it. Corner played short. Now swung inside the 18. Headed back. Ali Kuhn lets it go. That's blocked. Lejeune. And stepping through, Stephen Carroll. Couldn't get on the end of it. Carrera will ping it out. North Carolina FC's looking to go. Boy, beautiful ball by Carrera. Anderson played it back, but Amu Mensah will take it away.
Great control by Anderson, too. Take the ball over his shoulder and try to create a chance. He's had a match. Anderson's had a match for North Carolina on the wing. Great service, good ball control. He took a knock early in the match, too.
Rafago replay, the official pop of DCFC. Ball was ping-ponging around inside the 18.
Going to have a couple of subs here for North Carolina FC. Ezra Armstrong looks to be entering the fray, along with Pinky Maldonado.
Corey Hayes will come out. Nelson Blanco comes out. So John Bradford moving the chess pieces around for the first time here this afternoon.
Neil, he has the decided advantage of being able to move those chess pieces after City were forced to make enforced changes. So a little bit of an advantage there in being the second one to bring on those tactical changes.
Here we go. Ball swung inside the 18. Steinwasser goes up, makes the sure-handed grab.
That's the Nate Steinwasser I'm used to seeing in the air. Good positioning. Good positioning. Solid catch.
Here comes Murphy up the line. Murphy looking for Levi's. It's a sprint that Michigan will win. And Levi's takes it back. Ali Koot the touch. Lejo. Maxey lets it go through. Bryant chips it into the 18, just over top. Yazid Matthews.
And Neil, that's a little bit of a difference between Elvis Amo and Yazid Matthews. Amo might get on the other end of that one.
Stephen Carroll steps up. That ball comes through. Da Costa! Steinwasser turns it away.
Da Costa just slithered through there. Nate the chance. Anderson again. Another great ball from Anderson. He gets taken out, and Da Costa slides in behind 3 defenders. He's done that on 3 different occasions today. Just slide in behind the defense. And Steinwasser up to the test.
North Carolina FC knocking at the door here in the second half. Another corner. Swung into the 18. Headed down. It's loose in front and cleared out.
We've got a yellow card to North Carolina.
I believe Lamar Batista. Lamar Batista in the book.
Ooh.
A little bit of a wrestling takedown there with the left arm.
Not Lincoln Financial Field. You're on the wrong venue. It is where WrestleMania 40 is.
That is correct. Didn't expect a WrestleMania reset out of you tonight, Jeff. You're full of surprise.
I gotta keep you guessing here.
Rafa Menzigan pings that one out line. Louis Perez along the touchline. And the goal kick will be awarded. We move into the 77th minute. Neil Rule, John Krieger here with you. We're at Keyworth Stadium. USL Championship Soccer as we get a look at the Fago replay. Nate Steinwasser doing Nate Steinwasser things. Levi's. And we'll get on the end of that one, and now another booking will be a set.
Neil, I think we've got some more subs out there. I'll get the information to you as I
can. Louis Perez will line things up again. We'll get a couple of subs for Detroit City FC. Alex Villanueva will come in, as will Matt Sheldon. But before that, Perez will get another bite at the apple here on the free kick. How many times can DCFC continue to turn away the North Carolina FC attack? Perez wings it in. I see Matthews in the mix. Morris flicks it up ahead. Matthews tries to step through and does. Well, beautifully done by Yazid. Up ahead, Coop, overlapping run, Levi. Here comes City up the left side.
The fall from Coop. And that's a good defensive play by Justin Malou.
Alan Martin will send it back to the keeper, Carrera.
We'll have about 23, 24 minutes of realistic action here, Neil. So a long way to go here as he brings on this sub.
Michael Bryan taken down. And before the restart, we will get the substitutions. Substitutions brought to you by CVY. CVY, wear it, feel it, play it. Luxury performance wear. Michael Bryant will come out. And Matt Sheldon will come in. Alex Villanueva will come in also. Brett Levi's will come out. All in all, very solid afternoon for Brett Levi.
Decent runs for him. He's used about all the things he had in the tank today. And now you bring on fresh legs for the final 20.
We're in the 80th minute, but as you said, we still have a long way to go.
I would not be surprised to see now 12 minutes. Stoppage time.
That ball sent up ahead. Left side. Cross. Amu Mensah plays it away. Willis Anderson made a bid. Quick touch. Amu Mensah again. Nancy Rodriguez has it.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Amu Mensah's been the player in the second half. Because Ace Steinwasser caught a kick on that cross. He wasn't going to get there. And Amu Mensah kept it.
An eye on Ali Coote for Detroit City FC. The Rouge unable to get the whistle that time. Stephen Carroll locking up. Rafa Mintigan making a run on the right side. Pass toe poked ahead. Stephen Carroll, the captain, plays it away. Malou. And Villanueva steps up. Coote will send it back to Amu Mensah. Matthew runs up, and instead it's Lamar Batista. Into the 82nd minute.
North Carolina clearly the better team in the second half. The stats show that, out shooting City right now, 9-3. Of note, though, both sides only have one shot on target in the match.
That whistle will go against Carroll.
A couple more subs here coming for North Carolina. Garrett McLaughlin will come in along with Jaden Cervania.
Rodrigo da Costa comes out.
Wow. He looks like that. He has been an annoyance to the Costa today, slithering in behind defenses. And Luis Perez also comes down.
Cervania will trigger this restart. Ball throws into the 18 again. Maxi Rodriguez clears it away. Boy, and that whistle, this could be a booking as well. Very dangerous play as Carroll goes down, and Carroll takes exception to what Paco Craig did.
He should take exception. That was another takedown.
And for those of you watching locally on CBS 62 in Detroit, 4 o'clock, we will move this match to WKVD Detroit 50 for the conclusion of this match. Then you can jump back to CBS for the Indy 11 at Lou City nationally televised USL Championship match. Once again, in a few minutes, we'll move this match to WKVD Detroit 50 for the conclusion. Make sure you don't miss as we come down the stretch. Huge points on the table. They're all huge. Every week. Ball played back through the middle. Ali Coots. That pass overcooked a bit. Villanueva able to keep it, stepping through. Here comes Mintz again. Sends it to the top. The shot blocked by Stephen Carroll. Maldonado lets it go, and that will go wide of the frame.
What an effort by Carroll. He was a step behind that play. Turned on the afterburners, got his body in a great position, and makes the block.
We move towards the 86th minute. Malou. Villanueva steps up. Amumenta plays it away.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul on City.
That will be the case. And the yellow card will be issued to Amumenta.
Let's take a look at it. The ball plays through. Yeah, he left the leg back.
Crowd of over 5,150 on hand here at Keyworth, trying to gut out these final couple minutes. We will have a ton of stoppage time. We know that for sure. DCFC looking to weather the storm. They've had a couple of players leave via injury. Just trying to hold on to this 1-0 lead.
And if we're being honest about it, North Carolina's been the better team since about the 40-minute mark. And if City can grind out a result, for the back half of this match, they haven't been the better team. Those are the points you put in the bank and you save for later, and that's a good thing.
All those survival points. They're able to get the 3 here today. With everything that's happened to this Detroit City roster this afternoon, these would be large, no doubt. The wall does the job for Detroit City. Flag is up, I believe. North Carolina FC offside.
North Carolina was expecting the City defenders to backpedal, and they didn't. And all of a sudden you have an offside situation. Nice job to keep the strong line. Moving into the 88th minute, I think we'll have 12 or 13 minutes of stoppage. So we still got about 15 minutes to go here.
Steinwasser sends it down the pitch. Ali Coot tried to win it, couldn't. Yazzie Matthews called for that foul. And Paco Craig won't get the card, so I'd imagine he'd jump up to his feet here and get things rolling. The time is of the essence. Don't forget USL Championships on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches, expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network. and ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. And make sure, as we come down the stretch, we will move the conclusion of this Detroit City FC match to WKBD Detroit 50. Make sure you join us there for the conclusion of this match. See Rodriguez gave chase to it. Ali Koot goes out. He's undercut and taken down. And this will be a booking on Malou.
And the booking, I think, Neil, comes from that he ducked into it. If you watch the challenge here, got a guy going over the top. He could have spun the body out of the way. He chose to duck underneath. And you're going to get the yellow there for taking a guy out with dangerous play.
So Malou will be the fourth North Carolina FC player to receive a yellow. 4 yellows against Detroit City FC as well. And it has been chippy. It has been physical. And we're nowhere near finished.
Credit, though, to the guy turning in the sub card right now for North Carolina, John Bradford. Pretty good tactical changes at about the half-hour mark. Really dialed up the pressure, got in City's face, and had been physical about it. Turned the side of the match.
There will be another substitution for North Carolina FC. Julian Plessias will come in, the 16-year-old for North Carolina FC. Colin Martin comes out.
By the way, I want a little bit of a housekeeping note here, Neil. According to the official stats feed from the USL Championship, the only goal in this contest is going down officially as a Flores own goal. So Reese Williams' shot, they say the deflection took enough of a deflection off of the defender that it becomes the own goal. So the scoring line officially a Flores own goal that gives City a 1-0 lead.
So we are in stoppage time. Stoppage time brought to you by Brew Detroit. The official craft beer, Detroit City FC, 12 minutes of stoppage time. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will move this match to WKBD 50 here in Detroit. Please make sure you make the switch with us to catch the conclusion of the stoppage time. Ball sent up, looking for Yazid Matthews. The toe poke down. Herrera come off the line to get it.
Tell you a little bit about where City is tactically, Neil, that Yazid Matthews went out. He was marked by 2 center backs. Nobody really went with him. City very much in a defensive mode here. They try to hold on to their 1-0 lead.
Villanueva able to come away with it. Here's Ali Koop. Villanueva swings it back to Amu Mensah. Murphy. Great composure here from City. Tons of space on the left side. There's Sheldon. Looking for Lejeune. Jope gets on the end of it. It's 3v3 on the attack. Jope into the 18. Jope the cross. Yazid Matthews turns. The shot is blocked. Comes free to Ali Koop. Murphy. Matthews. Touch. Looking for Maxey. Maxey unable to control it. Carrera off the line.
Max is just disappointed. A couple of deflections there took the ball away from him. He was ready to poke it home and put the 3 points on ice. And then it's still to go here.
Folks, just another reminder at the top of the hour here, we will move the conclusion of this match to WKBD Detroit 50. Get you the stoppage time, and you can jump back to CBS for Indy 11 at Lou City, and Ali Koop could catch up to that one.
Forced the pass wide from Correa, though, and that's allowed City to keep some pressure on and keep the ball back with Correa. So, Koop taking the run in. It's not allowed North Carolina to get forward here until now.
That's slotted up ahead. Nate Steinwasser will just observe it. Crossing the goal line for the goal kick. We will get another substitution.
Couple of them, one for each side.
And Shaft Brewer Jr. will come in. Rafa Mintigan comes out. And Dominic Gasso will come in.
There's our Cole Morgan shot of the match. The only goal of the match. Williams with the shot from the wing, and the deflection in officially goes down as they score his own goal. But if you're in Keyworth Stadium, you're going to credit that to Reese Williams all day.
Substitution brought to you by CVY. CVY, wear it, feel it, play it, luxury performance wear.
Hey, what, Brutus first getting their money's worth with the stoppage time today.
And yes, they are. Villanueva trying to stay with Mafia.
Adds a good bit of refereeing, stopping up the throw-in and making some real estate acquisition reverse.
That ball comes through inside the 18. Lejeune. Villanueva. And another foul against North Carolina FC.
That's another 30 seconds is what that is. If you're Detroit City. The important thing is, unless it's really serious, get on your feet. You don't want to add more stoppage time.
So here we go. Steinwasser will drive it down. Another throw coming in for Detroit City FC. We're almost halfway through the 12 minutes of stoppage time. DCFC trying to hang on to this 1-0 lead.
Oh, nice gamesmanship by Maxi Rodriguez there. Looked like he was going to take the throw, then tosses it off to Villanueva and wastes about 10 more seconds.
Anderson will get the foul call. He wanted the booking. Now Momensa already playing on a yellow.
And it was absolutely a foul. He was cut back. He had the head of steam in his pass to the ball. Halfway through the 12.
Maldonado will drive it into the 18. Now Momentum was locked up with Lamar Batista this time. A goal kick coming up for Nate Steinwasser.
You know, whatever happens with the rest of this match, there was a question going in here. As you take a look at North Carolina FC returning to the USL Championship, getting the good results that they did in the early season and wanting to see what they would be when they came in here for the first time. I'll tell you what, they're going to be an annoyance for a lot of teams in this division. They play like this, they play physical, they continue to have DaCosta and Anderson create the way they did today. They are not an easy out.
Maxi Rodriguez tried to feather that pass through to Morris. The throw coming for City. And John, I'll tell you what, Detroit City FC, pretty much since we've gotten into stoppage time, has done a great job defensively of really turning the tide. North Carolina FC had been dominant here in the second half, and in stoppage time, City's turned that around.
City is closing very well. Better pressure on the ball, better composure with the ball, not allowing North Carolina FC to make the runs they've been able to make for most of the second half. stagnating the game.
Boy, beautiful job there by Matt Sheldon along that touchline. Lejote steps up, nearly took it away, but City has possession of it again. Maxi Rodriguez through the middle. Villanueva.
Better movement without the ball, too, here in the last few minutes. Just giving opportunities to get rid of the ball and keep possession.
Villanueva taken down. And Malou will be called for that foul. More than that, that's another 30 seconds, maybe more. Comes off the clock.
And Villanueva's doing this perfectly. Look like you're getting up so that you don't bring the trainer on. And we don't have to stop the shot and do it. Take as long as you can while you do that.
Murphy looks for Yazid Matthews. And the flag will be up, I believe, and it is. Didn't take a referee A license to see that offside call. Now a bit of danger. Steinwasser comes off the line, makes the grab. Absorbed the contact there from Garrett McLaughlin. McLaughlin's been a long time, big-time performer for North Carolina FC. 23 goals in 61 matches played for NCFC coming into this season.
Two and a half minutes here to hold on for Detroit City FC. And what a start it would be. And for the fourth consecutive match, they've gotten better as the end of the match is approached.
Yazid Matthews a bit heavy with the touch. Ball driven up the left side. Julian Platias. Locked up. Stephen Carroll. Stephen Carroll taken down. Platias will be called for the foul. And the youngster Platias, just 16 years old, was locked up with the savvy veteran, and the veteran got the better of it.
And that was a very veteran play. Put himself in a position where the only thing that was going to happen was either him controlling the ball or the foul being committed, and you take more time off the clock. And now you're inside 90 seconds.
Ball's along the touchline.
Great job by City. Just keep the ball in the air, keep the ball in midfield. Don't allow anything to start. This is expert clock management from top of the time. Hanging on to a one-goal lead.
Carrera directing everybody. That ball comes through. One more opportunity here for North Carolina FC. And that ball will go off of Anderson and over the line for a goal kick. And John, if Detroit City FC is able to hold on to these 3 points, they are off for USL Championship next weekend. They will be back in action here at Keyworth in USL Championship against Oakland Roots on April 20th. So some time to heal from a couple of injuries.
Couldn't come at a better time. You got the U.S. Open Cup match in between, but that'll be a different environment.
Steinwasser booms that one down the pitch. Carroll again. Heads it up. Backheeled and Steinwasser. And there is the final whistle. And Detroit City FC moves to a perfect 4-0-0 in USL Championship play. They move to the top of the table with a 1-0 victory over North Carolina FC.
I know it's a small sample size. I know it's early in the season. The City supporters today get to say something they haven't had the chance to say this far in their club's history. We're top of the USL Championship.
James Murphy, your man of the match, presented by Alta Equipment Company and Volvo. It was a workmanlike performance for that back line. Murphy and company getting the job done, and Nate Steinwasser gets his first clean sheet of the season, and once again, he earned it.
You take a look at it, this season is so long. You talk about the meat grinder that this season is, Neil. 4 matches in, you're 8 points clear of the playoff break at 8. Take these, put them in the bank, and well-deserved win.
Detroit City FC gets the 1-0 lead. We'll take a break, come back, and wrap this broadcast up. DCFC 1, North Carolina FC 0. Tonight's final score presented by DTE Energy. We'll be back with more USL Championship Soccer.
Hi, Dave from DTE here. Ooh, this dirty HVAC filter makes your system work a lot harder, and that costs money. But they're really easy to change. First, just check the edge of your current filter to see what size to buy. Then, just insert the new filter with the arrow facing toward the furnace. It's that easy. Energy bill savings. Get more tips on our website.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Or GM employees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $319 a month. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing in all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
1-0, Detroit City FC gets the win over North Carolina FC at Keyworth Stadium. Tonight's final score presented by DTE Energy. Let's take a look at the highlights from this matchup. Reese Williams would get in the mix right away. Detroit City FC got the early goal, and they made it stand up.
Part of that big start that Detroit City FC had, they were in control for the first 15 minutes, and on 9 minutes here, Reese Williams shrugged aside his defender, puts it on frame, and a deflection takes it past Correa in the North Carolina goal, and that was the moment of the match for Detroit City to make last the rest of the way. It was all about Reese Williams' individual bit of skill, absolutely beating his man, and City had a 1-0 lead inside 10 minutes.
Detroit City FC would keep the push alive before North Carolina FC would finally gain some footing in this matchup, and they had a couple of dangerous opportunities to wrap up the first half.
They became the better team in this match from about the 37th minute all the way through till stoppage time. Mensing in there, stepping in on a cutout, putting it wide of the frame. Late in the first half, Detroit City had another opportunity. This is a pretty good cross, and waiting for it off a deflection was Reese Williams. He just couldn't catch up to it, try to make it 2-0 before halftime. And so we go to the break. It's 1-0 City.
And in the second half, it was all North Carolina FC. The GCFC was under siege. Of course, if you're going to be under siege, you want number one, Nate Steinwasser, on your side. And he did what Nate Steinwasser has done all season long. Gets the clean sheet in the eye of the storm as we take a look at the full-time stats. And that shot total certainly tells you the story of the second half, John.
Well, it tells you two stories. Number one, 12 shots, not great. 1 shot on target, better. The City back line was beaten at times, but they never let Steinwasser. He truly tested, except for that tip over. That was our ally save of the match. You'll take that. You don't want to give up that many shots going forward.
Yellow cards finished at 4 apiece, as a matter of fact. So it was a very knockdown, drag-out affair. But in the end, Detroit City FC gets the victory. That will wrap up our broadcast from here at Keyworth Stadium. And for our entire crew, my broadcast partner, John Krieger, our producer, Ibram Ayub, my name is Neil Rule, reminding you one final time, Detroit City FC gets the win 1-0 over North Carolina FC. Thanks for watching, everybody. Well, see you later.